Neurum Creek. No, applause, not crackles. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Saturday morning at Neurum Creek. Oh, much better, much better. You realise that we're relying on you guys to make heaps and heaps of noise so that everybody who isn't here will wonder why not. And they'll all come rushing up here and sit down and be a wonderful audience for Annie. Yes? Yes. Excellent. I'm glad I've got you on side there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the lovely Infante. Now, she didn't like to tell me a whole lot about herself, and she very foolishly ran away and left me with her friends. And so I said to her friends, do you know anything like really embarrassing about Anne? And she said, no, sorry, the most embarrassing thing about Anne is us. But they did describe her as a stalwart of the folk scene, and they wanted to make very, very clear that the reason that she's a stalwart and she's been around and she's got about 5 CDs up the back and her first CD appeared on record is that she's a child prodigy. And she made these early recordings while she was in kindergarten. So I'm sure you'll agree that she has matured, blossomed and become even more beautiful as time has gone by. Enjoy to the utmost, Infante.
Well, I thought I'd start out gently because a lot of people will still be slowly surfacing and quietly beginning their day. It's a Judy Small song, Lambing to the Wool. My father was a cocky, as his father was before him, and I married me a cocky nearly 50 years ago. And I've lived here on this station, and I've seen the seasons changing, from the drought round to the flooding, from the lambing to the wool. And there've been times when I've wondered if it all's worth the doing. And there've been times when I've thought this was the finest place there is. For the life here's never easy, and the hours are long and heavy, but I'm quite contented nowadays to have joined my life to here. Together through the 30s, while others' lives were broken, we worked from dawn till twilight to hold on to what was ours. And at night we'd sit exhausted, and I'd stroke his dusty forehead, with him too tired to talk to me, and me too tired to care. And there've been times when I've wondered if it all was worth the doing. And there've been times when I've thought this was the finest place there is. Life here's never easy, and the hours are long and heavy. I'm quite contented nowadays to have joined my life to his. And the children came unbidden, bringing laughter to the homestead, and I thank the Lord my sons were young, too young for battle then. And I counted myself lucky to lose no one close to family, for our neighbours lost their only son, sold up and moved to town. And there've been times when I've wondered if it all's worth the doing. And there've been times when I've thought this was the finest place there is. For the life is never easy, and the hours are long and heavy, and I'm quite contented nowadays to have joined my life to his. And the children have grown and left me for careers in town and city, and I'm proud of them, but sadly for none chose station life. And now I smile to hear them talking of a hard slog in the office. When I think of working hard, I see a cocky and his wife. There've been times when I've wondered if it all was worth the doing, and there've been times when I've thought this was the finest place there is. For the hours are long and heavy, life here's never easy, but I'm quite contented nowadays to have joined my life to his. And there've been times when I've wondered if it all was worth the doing. There've been times when I've thought this was the finest place there is. But life here's never easy, and the hours are long and heavy, but I'm quite contented nowadays to have joined my life to his. This is one of mine. It's also about, I guess, farming life. It's more about the intense loneliness that so many women suffered and probably still do in the outback, while their husbands especially were off looking for work, and they were left to run the farm, bring up the kids, do all the other things. But hey, we're women, we can multitask, right? It's called Sheepskin Creek, and I wrote it a number of years ago, in my probably child prodigy days, when I was travelling up North Queensland, and we went across this little creek called Sheepskin Creek, and I always said that song must have been lurking around the creek bank, because it kind of fell into my head. And I don't, those of you who are songwriters know how this happens, that you never have anything to write it down with, so you've got to start remembering, and the more you open your mind to remember, the more song comes through. It makes you a very unpleasant companion for a while, while you're trying to remember it all. My love is a shearer, and he has gone roaming down Sheepskin Creek for many a long day. He has left me broken-hearted since the sad day we parted. Now on sheepskin banks I will wait my life away. It was early one morning, I heard the horses riding, and with haste he rose up from my bed. With pride my heart was swelling, all the while my tears were falling, for he is the ringer of Donaldson shed. The long nights are lonely, and the mopokes cry mournful, and my only protection's the gun by the door. I fear the night's noises, and the sorrow in me rises. Alone and defenceless, it grieves me full sore. Before I was married, I had friends aplenty, for parties and dancing myself would adorn. But in my wild bush home, neighbours, I have none. My thoughts grow unspoken, my finery unworn. Up from the waterhole the buckets are heavy, and the yoke cuts my shoulders and chafes at my skin. And my hands are rough and blistered from the axe and hoe and shovel, an ugly stain setting for my gold wedding ring. It's hard for a woman when her husband goes shearing, and children I have none to brighten my day. But the joy of his returning will be more than all my pining. So by Sheepskin Creek I will wait my life away. Sheepskin Creek. Now something completely different. This is a traditional song about a very, very, very foolish young girl, as so many of them are, and her not so foolish, in fact quite savvy mother, who was a widow, called the widow of Westmoreland's daughter. There was an old widow in Westmoreland who had no daughter but one, and she has prayed both night and day that she should keep her maidenhead long. Oh, don't be daft, mother, she said, and say no more to me, for a fine young man in the Grenadier Guards me maidenhead's taken from me. Oh, you saucy cat, you impudent cat, accursed may you be, if some idle rogue in the Grenadier Guards your maidenhead's taken from thee. So the girlie's off to the Grenadier Guards as fast as go could she, saying, give me back me maidenhead, for me mummy she nags at me. So we kissed her and undressed her, and he laid her on the bed, and he put her head where her feet were before, and so gave back her maidenhead. You didn't know you could do that, did you? You learn a lot from folk music. Then he kissed her and he dressed her with a rose in either hand, and invited her round to St Mary's Church to see his fine wedding. Oh, so the girlie's off to her mother's house as fast as go could she. I must hold a maiden, mummy dear, as the day you first bore me. For he kissed me and undressed me, and he laid me on the bed, and he put me head where my feet were before, and so gave back my maidenhead. Then he kissed me and he dressed me, put a rose in either hand, and invited me round to St Mary's Church to see his fine wedding. Oh, never on foot the widow, she cried, in a carriage and pair you ride, with 24 fine young girls to go with you beside. And who is this? The bride, she said, she comes so high to me. I see it is the widow's daughter who ran home and told her mammy. Oh, how could she do it? How would she do it? How could she do it for shame? 11 long nights I lay with a man, and I never told anyone. If 11 long nights you lay with a man, you never shall lie with me. I'd rather marry the widow's daughter who ran home and told her mammy. It's another of mine. I have a CD up there called Seasons. This is on it. It's Liverpool Nights. My mother immigrated twice from England when she was a little girl. My grandfather had died not long after the First World War, and my grandmother decided that maybe Australia was a good place to be. So she packed up and brought Mum over, and after a little while she decided maybe that wasn't such a good move after all, so they moved back. And then after a while there she decided, well, maybe it was better in Australia, so they moved back again. So my mother doesn't have very many good memories of Liverpool, except that it was cold and dark and rather gloomy. So with apologies to all the good days that Liverpool must have, I feel sure, this is called Liverpool Nights. All of the people are sailing, going away on the sea. From my window I see the ships leaving, pulling away from the quay. Strangers and friends on the jetty, under the dockyard lights. Some of them smiling and some of them crying, hiding their tears in the night. This is a chorus, it's very easy. And the ships go down past my door, and I wish I was sailing away from the long cold Liverpool nights and the long cold Liverpool days. once had a friend in Australia. He said he would wait there for me. But then in a letter he wrote that he'd met her, and that was the way it must be. And the dark water tugged at the quayside, reflecting the dockyard lights. As I turned from the ships and I walked back again to the long cold Liverpool nights, and the ships go down past my door, and I wish I was sailing away from the long cold Liverpool night and the long cold Liverpool day. I've read about beautiful countries where the sunshine is bright all the day, where brown-skinned people all greet you with smiles, and December comes in like the May. And I know that someday I will go on a ship that will take me away from the long cold Liverpool nights and the long cold Liverpool day. And the ships go down past my door, and I wish I was sailing away from the long cold Liverpool night and the long cold Liverpool day. Now all of the people are sailing, going away on the sea. From my window I see the ships leaving, pulling away from the quay. Strangers and friends on the jetty, under the dockyard lights. Some of them smiling, some of them crying, and hiding their tears in the night. This is definitely your last chance. And the ships go down past my door, and I wish I was sailing away from the long cold Liverpool night and the long cold Liverpool day. My latest song, and I wrote it last year at Aberfox, the folk club at Maleny. They decided to...
Richie paid her a lot of money to say that. At least I think I did.
Half-Line Bird, in case you just forgot that. This is a Richie Havens song. It's called Half-Flying Bird, and I first heard Judy Henske singing it. Now, those of you who've never heard of Judy Henske, not only is a phenomenally brilliant female artist of the, well, she was probably a child prodigy too in the 60s, I guess, and the 70s. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a high-flying bird way up in the sky, and I wonder, does he look down as he flies on by? You know he's riding in the air so easy in the sky. Lord, look at me here, I'm rooted like a tree here. gets tired, he slides on over the way. You know it's east to the west, he gets gone every day. Lord, look at me, I'm rooted like a tree. I've got those sit down and cry so bad I'm gonna die. Oh, I had a man and lived in a mine. Well, he never saw the sun, but Lord, he never stopped trying. Then one day my man up and died. I say my man up and died. My man up and died. Well, he wanted to fly. The only way to fly was to die. Well, there's a high flying bird way up in the sky, and I wonder, does he look down as she flies on by? He's riding in the air so easy in the sky. Lord, look at me, I'm rooted like a tree. I've got those sit down and cry so bad I'm gonna die blue. So bad I'm gonna die blue. So bad I'm gonna die blue. Sorry, just keep going. This is the lovely Mark Davidson, who you'll be hearing performing later. The lovely Mary Brettell, who does all our CD covers and does our web pages. And the lovely Rose Broe, who keeps the Pirate Brides on deck, I guess. Ship shape. All these lovely people have CDs. Mark has Laughter in the Clay, Mary has Mary B, Rose has the Pirate Bride, she hasn't done that one. And they're out there, mate. Mate, Cobber, over on the table over there, where you can also get your shirt screen printed. Thank you. This is our last one. It's called When My Room Gets Dark Again. That's where I need the capo thing out of my pocket. Now you guys know I never use one of these things.
It's all because of me.
Don't you know it's because of me? Because G's just that bit too deep.
A flat, yeah, A flat, bad key.
But Rose demanded A because it's easier. Accordion players, look, they're so limited, accordion players. You've got to know this. Is this some sort of mutiny going on behind my back?
They were talking behind my back.
Just learning the song, don't worry about it.
Oh, right, okay. I thought, wait a minute, I gave him a CD. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you need me, if you love me, why don't shove me back in your heart? Well, it must be that you don't trust me with something that's touching. As love torn apart, making lies can be foolish and vain, making lies will only trip us up again. Making love is not an easy, because there's no one around when my room gets dark again. In the shelter of perfection, I guess directions are all the same. If I were able, I would cradle your shining face.
nice way to start the day. Please thank Anna Font and her beautiful senior moments. Annie does have CDs at the back, so please feel free to go and purchase bulk amounts of them so that you can take Anne home with you. I'd like to send out a gentle reminder to work in progress that they need to stop working now and come to the green room and get ready to get on stage. That would be good. Gentle reminder to everybody that the bar is open, so please go and drink copious amounts of alcohol to make the band sound even better. Just a couple of announcements. Safe walking.